We begin today's recording by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we are on. I am on Burrawang land. Where are you, Breeza?
I am on the land of the Djajarurrung people.
We pay our respects to the elders past and present and extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples who are tuning in today.
And wherever you're listening to the potty today, make sure you know whose land you're on. Join us each week for some booze-free banter about life without booze.
If you're entertaining cutting back your booze by a day, a week, a month, or for the rest of your life, we would love for you to tune in.
Buckle up and come along for a ride that may just change your life. If any of today's conversations have been triggering, please reach out to your local support centre in Australia. That is Lifeline 131114. Should we start?
Yeah, we should.
Okay. Let's crack a bottle, Maso.
Let's crack one.
Oh,
what are you into, Breeza?
Well, funny story here, Maso. I was like, I'm going to try one of the new range today, live on the potty. So I cracked open the Pepperberry Shiraz, had a sip. I'm like, I've already had that one. I am drinking Altina's Pepperberry Shiraz, which is part of their Liberate collection. And I've already mentioned that this is a great drop. So nice for winter because we're going to the cooler months. So I'm loving it sick. What about you, Maso?
Do you know what? Funnily enough, because I just have to copy everything you do, I did try the pepperberry yesterday. I went over to our friend Hub. Well, happy birthday for yesterday, Hub. This will be a few weeks ago now. She's an avid listener. But yes, we cracked the Pepperberry Shiraz, and it is delish. That little pepperberry at the end, stunning. I reckon it's given the Sands a little run for its money.
Oh, yeah.
Loved it.
Did Hubble drink it too?
Yeah, loved it.
And she loved it. Oh,
loved
how
it.
good.
Loved it. So, yes, thank you, Altina. So, get some in your hot little hands with their discount code they've given us. Which is
15% off the entire range of Altina drinks, and the discount code is BFB15. And you can go nuts at where, Maso?
At www.altinadrinks.com.
Thanks, Altina.
We love you.
Maso.
Breeza.
This is episode 2 of season 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Second episode.
Yeah.
70, 80. I think it's 80.
80.
Read the show notes. But yes, how are you? How are you?
Mate, I am so good. I am up and about, very up and about.
Oh, love this.
Yes, and it's coming off the back of one of your recommendations, actually.
Yes, talk to me.
You really hammed it up. You've really talked it up, and it did not disappoint. Look at you. I love that you're on the pepperberry. How delish. Yum, yum, yum.
Loving it.
So I went to Anne Juliet after your recommendation, and it blew my mind. I could not stop smiling. I could not stop laughing. There was tears. I was up out of my seat. It had the lot. Highly recommend Anne Juliet, and the boys would love it. I've sent it to friends. Go get it. Get amongst it. It is by far the best stage show I have ever seen, and I'm going to go back and see it again. I loved it so much.
And did you know, Maso? And I love that you went and saw it because I just knew it was your vibe. But you know the soundtrack is on Spotify.
I'm downloading it immediately.
It's the London version, so it's their stage show soundtrack. But pumping up the tunes,
banger. How clever are they to have those lyrics and bounce between the duets of the? Oh, it blew my mind, and it's so relevant in this climate with our
storyline.
Storyline, yeah, it's incredible.
I've
got goosebumps all over the place.
Same.
In our Cooper Chapman merch.
Oh, yeah.
Good Human Factory. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an absolute cracker, isn't it?
Oh, it's a ripper. So get amongst it. Thank you for that, Reco. How about you, Breeza? Talk to me.
Yeah, I'll share a little story, actually, Maso.
Love a story.
So at the time of this recording, last Friday night was a full moon.
Oh.
And that's such a thing, I reckon, that you go a little bit, I don't know. Yeah, a bit loco. Bit of howling at the moon sort of happens. But I was working from home for the day because the kids had a pupil-free day. So it was a long stint at home trying to work, and obviously they want my attention. And so it was bit of a pressure cooker during the day. And then went and my son played basketball, so didn't get home till sort of 8 o'clock. And then he wanted, Cruz wanted he's bought this awesome like basketball framed image and wanted it hung up. So I bought a stud finder that day. It wasn't working because I was hammering nails and they were just going straight through the plaster. So 5 holes later in the wrong spot. So I was like, it was a bit of a pressure cooker, and I was like, God, I want a drink.
Oh,
the cravings were real. And, 2 years ago, me would have not hesitated. I would have got a bottle of wine on the way home from basketball through the bottle shop, quite normal behavior, but I would have drank that on my own with the kids at home. So, I really did. Actually, I thought of you, Maso, and I'm like, because I thought of my feelings. I was like, I'm feeling frustrated. I'm feeling angry. I was just, just worked up. Over nothing major. We'll call it the full moon. But I thought of you. I'm like, if Maso can get through what she did last year with a relationship breakup, I can get through tonight. And I played the tape forward and did all that. And and it was only fleeting. Like once I sort of recognized that the emotions and acknowledged them, then I sat down with the kids and we watched a movie, and my co-netball coach, she texted me about some netball stuff. She's like, have you got time for a quick chat? I'm like, actually, I don't. I actually need some quiet time just with the kids. We're just in our little bubble, and that's just what we need, where we need to be right now. So we worked it out over text, which was fine. And then, 20 minutes later, calm. The waters were calm.
Oh my God. Everyone, please stand. Everyone, standing ovation.
It was good to recognize it all, and I got through it.
Incredible, Breeza. Firstly, congratulations. That's huge for you to just stop and take the time to go, what am I feeling? Catch those emotions and go and let them move through it. And you got through it. It's only fleeting. 20 minutes later, you're back calm waters. It's just like you got rocked from a crazy ship that bit of wake on your wakeboard, tipped you off, and then you were back in your boat.
Yeah.
It was fine. I'm really moved that you thought about my situation last season, and to be able to get through that, to be able to go, if Mason can get through that, I can get through.
I actually went, how did she not drink? But I was like, if Mason can get through that really emotional time, mine was only like a, drop in the ocean compared to what you were going through. But in the moment, it was overwhelming. I was like, ugh. But and again, breaking that habit of just that, normally would have gone through ball shop, wine, done, numb, start numbing.
Oh, that's unreal, mate. Well done. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. It was my first test for a while, actually.
Yeah, that really got you on the edge of your seat. Yeah. Good. Congratulations. Yeah. That's huge.
Thanks,
I love that.
Thanks for being there, even though you didn't know you were, but you were.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
No worries. Let's roll into, what do we got? Shame story or confession session?
Which one do we want to choose from?
You choose.
Oh, I'll just go back to my little notes because I've got plenty to choose from.
I need to have a look too while you're reading yours out.
All right, I'm going to go with, I feel like this is shameful. They're all shameful. Have you got a shame or a confession? Which one do you want?
Well, I was just saying off air, I hadn't actually prepped because, again, so many. And so I was going to put myself on the bench for this one.
Okay. Bench it up.
And while you're reading yours, I'll start just thinking which one.
All right. I'll actually start with a funny one. So it's a confession session. It's just a silly one because this whole episode is the topic of today is regrets, and so that's pretty heavy. So I'm just going to start with a bit of light.
Session. It's time to play. Where you tell us what you're ashamed to say.
I was cruising through Dubai airport. My friend and I had been to Israel, so we'd had this wonderful time away, big boozy holiday, going through Dubai airport. And when you're skipping along with the trolley and you race on the trolley and then you get up out of your feet so you're like flying.
Yeah.
The trolley did a mono and my beautiful boho outfit and face planted.
I've got a visual.
Dubai airport. I know there is actually, it's not of me, but it was, I have seen it actually happen to somebody else. I'm like, oh my God, that's me. So it came unstuck. Yeah. So face planted. on the trolley.
Can I just say, mate, I was at the supermarket, like the shopping centre last week on Friday, and I saw a kid do it. Like he jumped up on the trolley and did it. And I was like, and it was sort of a bit of a decline. So he had this really cool free ride down to the end of the shopping centre. And I was like, that looks fun. So I did it on the shopping trolley, but only half-assed because I thought of the mono factor.
I didn't consider the mono factor because I was so tanked.
Obviously, because you're tanked.
Oh my God, I scrambled up because of the flash. I was so embarrassed and like dusted myself off, like no one saw. I was horrified.
So it wasn't like haha, giggle. It was like,
I
shit.
was like, I'm really embarrassed and just kept like kind of laughed it off and pretended it didn't happen. Oh my God. It still pains me. My friend was so good, but we didn't talk about it. We just moved on.
And someone to this day is still sharing your story. This girl was so drunk at the airport. And
I hope someone's got it on film. I wish it went viral.
Well, back then, smartphones weren't really as prevalent, were they?
Oh, my God.
Thank goodness.
God.
Thank goodness. Oh, well, my is I just looked through my notes, Maso, that I had from a while ago. I'm like, oh, yep, haven't told that story. I reckon I was about 20 because I was still living at home with mum and dad. Made mum call in sick to my workplace because I was hung. So obviously had got on the sauce midweek. I probably went out for uni night, even though I didn't go to uni, but that was a thing. You'd go out on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
And it was too crook and too cowardly to even face work or ring work myself. So I made mum call in and tell them a white lie. How bad that? I mean, yeah.
Bringing someone else in to
yeah.
you out, and your mum. Good on you, Lenny.
She did it. Thanks, Lenny. But yeah, not proud of that one.
Where was that? Hungry Jack's?
No, I was full-time working at the chemist. I was full-time employed, yeah. And there's only probably 2 to 3 of us on the floor doing retail in the pharmacy, and the pharmacists are dispensing. So yeah, let the team down. I mean, they would have been fine, but yeah.
You want to make a apology for that?
Just hung. Yeah, I probably need to. I'm sorry. It was Dennis Wiley Pharmacies. It was a chain of them. They were fantastic to work for. I loved them. Great bunch of people. So yeah, sorry.
Sorry,
guys.
Oh, I took one for the team.
Oh, which kind of is a nice little segue, isn't it?
Yeah.
What are we talking about today, Maso?
We're talking about regrets. And we threw this one out to the crowd because we love our listeners getting involved. So we cannot be ever sick of hearing your stories, and we actually want you to be involved more for season 3, don't we?
Yes, we do. We do
stories. So we tell ours every week. We want to hear yours. Email them to boozefreebants@gmail.com or throw one to the DM on our Insta and tell us. We'll read them out anonymously.
I've actually got a cracking regret quote, Maso, from Brene Brown. So can you just talk to the punters?
Yeah, while you go get
You're clicking. Have you got what were you going to say?
No, I was just saying Brene Brown. I don't know.
All right, let me get her book. Hold on. Stand by.
Okay.
So the quote is, and this is in her book, her latest book, Atlas of the Heart.
Wow.
So the quote is, the idea of no regrets doesn't mean living with courage. It means living without reflection. To live without regret is to believe we have nothing to learn, no amends to make, and no opportunity to be braver with our lives.
Mic drop.
Wow. Isn't it a beauty?
Brilliant. Can we please screenshot that and put it on our page?
Yes.
That is a banger. Because you know how some people, and I think all of us try to say, no, I don't have any regrets, because we all try to say that.
I've got so many. In life.
Endless.
Yeah.
Because I think when we live in regret, it's shameful.
So
we're kind of like, no, I don't have any regrets. No regrets. But yeah, here we go. Well,
here we go. Well, these are I've got a lot of sober regrets just in life in general. But obviously today we're talking about regrets of our actions when we've been absolutely off our tits.
Blazed.
So where do we want to start? Do we want to start with the punters' regrets, or ours, or what? Where do we want to start?
Maybe if we start with ours, because then the punters won't remember ours by the time we get to the end of the conversation.
Right, I'll be on time watch, Maso. Do you want to kick it off?
All right, yeah, sure. may as well. So probably of my list here is wasting time being wasted.
Yes.
That's it. I regret dousing every red flag with booze.
Oh, that's a cracker.
Yeah. I regret not having the confidence of knowing who I was. I regret being a sheep. I regret not honouring myself and staying in an unhealthy, abusive relationship and pouring booze on it to try and make it better. I regret putting my friends through all of that and then listening to me constantly on that putrid cycle that I was on. I really regret getting angry with Dad when I was drinking and hiding booze. I really regret that. That's a shame story for another day, so I'll circle back on that. I really regret not giving that guy back a bag of Coke he generously trusted me with.
Thief.
I regret lending money to a housemate. Oh, no, sorry. I regret lending money off a housemate to pay rent, but use my next paycheck to buy drugs and alcohol.
Yep.
I really regret that.
Yeah.
Sorry. That was when I first got to the UK. My priorities were all over the place. I regret lending thousands of pounds to a housemate because I wanted them to be on the party with me, and I never saw that money again.
Oh.
Thousands of pounds.
Oh.
I regret who I was and my inability to harness emotions when I was boozed up.
Yeah.
I regret drinking to oblivion. The rosé at BWS when I called in sick on my way through the drive-through, and then turned onto the gin that night. I was wandering around on the phone with my best friend on the phone, and I was just necking gin and just wanting to just wipe myself out. I was really punishing myself after a blew with the ex, and I just hated putting her in that situation. That was really awful. Ooh, these are awful, aren't they?
No, it's good to get them out there, Maso. Normalizes them.
Yeah. I regret the copious amounts of booze I consumed in 4.5 years when I ran a royal muck around the UK and Europe, and just don't remember. There's just so many blackouts. Yeah. And I regret the blackouts and the bands that I saw, and I don't remember. I need to go through that, actually. I was looking at Glastonbury when I was there. My God, so many bands that I saw and I don't remember.
We could do a whole podcast on that. Bands we've seen but haven't seen.
Yes. Yes. Okay, this could actually be an entire episode, but I regret only realizing now that I was desperately trying to fit in and be cool, and I prided myself on my staying ability. I prided myself on my ability to have perfect precision lines and sharing the plate around like it was a charcuterie board. I used to hear all the boys rave about how other girls went really hard on the gas and the drugs, and I just wanted to be them.
Yeah.
And the validation and just, I really regret that. It wasn't cool.
Nah.
In reflection now, like at the time, I just wanted to be cool like everybody else, and it's only now that I'm like, ugh, you little try hard.
I know what you mean, mate. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. Yeah. You had to be the leader of that.
I wanted to be cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to fit in. I wanted people to think I was, party hard rocker.
Yep.
And I put my body through hell to try and fit in, my brain. And now like I think I said to you on a previous episode, I was talking to a girl from work who's 29. She gave up the booze at 19. I wish I had those smarts. I wish I had that courage. I wish I had that
insight.
Healthy mindset. Yeah, that insight. Yeah. So
I hear ya. But you're doing it now, Mate, so it's never too late.
Yeah, and it is kind of good to have a play of both sides of the coin. I feel lucky and fortunate that my misuse of alcohol didn't turn into a dependency. It could have. A friend of mine asked me the other day, would it have? And I'm probably potentially it could have.
Yeah, we've all got the potential.
100%. Like if you did throw this line out to me to get on the potty, I wonder what my drinking would have looked like.
Yeah.
Would have been
destructive.
Yep. Yeah. Well, it already was. So yeah. Many regrets.
Many regrets. I hear you, Maso. I hear
Well,
you. I
thank
hear
you. Thank you, darling.
All,
What do you got?
all very relatable. Well, again, I probably similar to you, Maso. Like, obviously, there's a lot of small things that happened, but on the piss. And I looked back and I thought, no one, in my experience, that when I was around them, no one had serious injury or death during my drinking.
Right.
However, there are definitely. So I sort of went with the big hitter items. So for me, I regret drink driving, like huge amounts of regret, putting others in danger. I was lucky that nothing ever happened, but there were more than, several occasions when I did drink drive.
Yeah.
Super regretful of that. I regret the amount of booze that I would consume when I was traveling.
Yeah.
Which would then inhibit the whole experience of that travel, because I'd just be interested in getting shit-faced.
Chasing piss.
Chasing piss, which is great because the next line is, I regret choosing chasing piss over kids. Especially when I chose booze to numb when I was going through a separation, and my babies Elkie was 9 weeks, Cruz was 2, and I used booze for a good couple of years, I reckon, at least, to numb emotion, and that took time away from my kids. It made me not be the best mum that I could be. And I did put booze. There were occasions where I definitely put booze before the kids. And you can't get that time back. I try not to beat myself up over it, but we're talking about regret now, so I need to bring it up. Really, really regret that, it's probably a good, I would say, 4 to 5 years that, there were moments when I chose booze over the kids. And which I actually wanted to share a quick story. So at the time of this recording, I've got a 40th birthday on Friday night, and I've got the kids, and my son, Cruz, is desperate to go to Richmond and Geelong footy match. And so I've chosen to take the kids to the footy as opposed to getting someone to look after them and go to this 40th. Which I'm like, the 40th would be awesome. Even though I wouldn't be drinking, like, it'd just be good to catch up with crew. But I'm like, his needs, these are his needs. He's the most important person, my kids are the most important people in my life. I need to fulfill their needs, and create memories.
Love this, mate.
So I'm lucky that I've come to that realization, I suppose, now, instead of when they're teenagers or when they're no longer children. So, but there's obviously regret wrapped around that when they were little. Like, so it does hurt my heart to know that I have, put booze before them.
Yeah.
And I see it around me now as well. And I'm like, I'm glad that I am in this position now where I'm aware. I'm not saying I'm doing it right, but I have that awareness now.
Yeah, which is incredible because so many don't, and you could have stayed on that path.
So easy, mate.
Yeah, and I can see and feel the pain when you talk about that. I can still feel like your heart it hurts you.
If I could turn back time, that's definitely something I would have changed. My drinking during those times. And the other, sorry, go.
No, well, I just carry on.
I was going to say the other big one and the final one is money. The amount of money I've just pissed up against the wall.
I forgot about money. It's written here as well. I know. Coin.
Like, just so much coin. Because when you're lit, you just keep spending money.
Yeah. hundreds, thousands of dollars just pissed up against the wall. You paid for a punish. You paid for a hangover. You paid for that.
I know. Yeah, that's true. But then I would get, a knickers in a twist if there was something like a T-shirt for $40. Like, I'm not paying $40 for a T-shirt.
Yeah.
But I'll happily buy 2 cocktails for $40. No worries.
Exactly. Priorities. That's true. And I'm talking about gym memberships as well. Crew would always talk about, F45's too expensive or Body Fit's too expensive or whatever. But yet you're just paying 4 bottles of wine every day for 4 days a week or longer that are $30 a pop. Like, what?
Is it funny when you put it in perspective? I saw a gym membership the other day. It was $399 for the year, so $400 a year. Yeah. And you're like, whoa! But when you break it down, that's a night out.
Yeah. I know, totally.
Dinner with some friends and drinks and, easy. So, yeah, so they're my big hitters, mate. So
they're big bangers, and I must agree with you, and I didn't put it in there as drink driving, and I totally massively regret that, and particularly from drink driving was prevalent in my family because my dad's brother died, and that's why Dad doesn't drink, and I regret that I wasn't staunch and follow his lead. I wish Mum and Dad don't drink, and I wish I had have done that. But, we wouldn't have this podcast if we didn't drink. So
that's right.
We
right. Do you regret not doing it sooner, Maso? Like not questioning your relation? I mean, you've had crack, so haven't you? So you have.
Yeah.
You saw the light earlier.
Yeah. I did, but I didn't stick to it though. But that's the whole. I think that's
learning,
the whole thing. It's a journey. It's not a destination. It's the whole process. And I just think we're really lucky to have that. Like you said, that self-awareness, that insight, and we're enlightened now without sounding like wankers. But
yeah,
for you to stand back and see. What
clarity
happened with the clarity with the kids, and I can feel that pain with you, but I think we're making up for it now. And I think
so.
Yeah, and hopefully some listeners will get on board with that too. And, hopefully the message runs loud and clear because we see it so much around us. People are not prioritizing their kids. And, people like Joe Williams talk about that childhood trauma of what the kids need,
Oh, absolutely.
And what an amazing flick of the switch that you've had. Like even yesterday, you could have flipped it and gone and bought a, 6-pack of VBs or something to...
Here's my VBs.
I know. Just thought I'd throw that in there.
You used to love the VB. No?
Oh, I love the VB. Remember I had that ringtone?
The merch.
Yeah, the merch. So I think it's wonderful. I think well done it's a decision, it's a choice.
Yeah.
You make that daily. So well done.
Yeah.
On choosing a healthy life.
All right, let's put the spotlight on the listeners.
Okay. Okay. Are you ready? All right. So these are from you guys. So thank you everyone for chiming in. We absolutely love this. So some of them are a bit deep, some of them are a bit hee ha. But I think that's that's the thing with our potty. I think you've got to have humour. Like the biggest thing that I'm listening with Mojo Crow, with Imperfects, with Jay Shetty, and all the big dogs talking about laughing. We've got to have humour in these dark situations.
Yeah,
like it's awful, but we've got to be able to laugh at it.
Yes.
All right. So hurting myself and others because I didn't know how to stop sneakiness, pain, and self-harm. Ouch.
Shit.
Yeah, that's a lot. This one, fuck girls, how much time do I have? But probably the biggest saying, yes, is to try and Coke equals Coke. So drinking equals Coke. So obviously she ripped into the Coke.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
The random hookups before my husband and I were together. Yes. Agreeing to things sober, me would never have, like wife swaps.
Wow. Holy shit balls.
We need to know more about that.
That's actually a really good point. Agreeing to things that sober me wouldn't normally agree to. That's a great point.
Totally.
Oh.
Yep. Not being present and the best version of me.
Yeah. Yeah. Tick, tick.
You'll agree with this one, Breeza. This will really resonate. Badgering DJs, bands, and even acoustic guitarist performers to play songs I like.
Absolute pest. Oh God, yeah.
So good. Texting an ex and drunk me thinking she's doing me a solid by deleting the messages. What else have we got here? I've just got one more. Stand by. A bit of thinking music.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got two more.
Actually, one came into my head when you were reading one. Now it's gone. It's popped out.
Popped out. This one. I have so many, but here's a few. Kissing old women old enough to be my grandma. One tasted like rum and stale ciggies. Flashing everyone at the festival whilst on someone's shoulders. You would have done that. You would have got your rack out.
No.
Get your rack out?
No, maybe a netball trip on the bus.
Yeah, up against the window driving past it.
But no, because our friend always used to get her, you know, the friend we're talking about. So she did it. She was the person that did it.
Yeah.
I didn't have to.
You'd encourage it. Punching $50 notes through the pokies like I was on a 6-figure salary.
There's a money thing.
Yeah. This one, she said, oh, my God, so many regrets. Flashing my bits, being obnoxious, putting booze before my kids, drink driving.
Oh, is this me? Did I write something in there?
Helping to slash someone's car tires.
Oh, a bit of psycho behaviour.
Wow. Wasting money and drunk dialing my biological mum that abandoned me when I was 6.
Oh, lordy.
Oh, yeah. These
I
are
hope it
hard
worked
and
out.
heavy.
I hope it worked out. But yeah.
There was and 2 more was a friend that his friend says regretting sneezing over random guys' lines, like he'd racked up a heap of lines and he blew them all away. Walked out and said to his girlfriend, we've got to go. We've got to get out of here. I've just sneezed all over him. And she was like, oh, my God, we don't have the money to replace all that. So they just had to bail out. Really hurry.
That is a pisser. That is a pisser.
This one was on a work trip in Greece. They'd hit good numbers, so they took everyone to Greece for the weekend. They were at this pool party. There was just bourbon being thrown around everywhere. Everyone was pouring bourbon, and he was thinking, oh, it's a bit reckless, but all right, get involved. Had a plane to catch that night. He's walked on the plane. You know, the plane is basically full of all of the workmates, and he's like, hey, you know, hey, like, you know, man about town.
Yeah.
Flight attendant comes up and wants to have a discussion with him and just says, look, we've got 2 choices here. You either have nothing to drink, sit down, be quiet, and have nothing to drink throughout the flight, or you need to get off the flight. And he said, oh, no worries. Like, I'll sit down. It's fine. So we went back to his seat and, you know, sat down and said, how about that? The flight attendant's like, really kicked me off. Flight attendant returned back, said, sorry, the pilot actually wants you off the flight. So he had to pack his bag and get off the flight. He got kicked off the flight.
Because he was pissed.
Yeah, he was drunk. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I know.
That's a massive regret.
A big regret.
Massive.
And then this one went to Burning Man and he regrets getting in the RV. Long story, real wild story, but he ended up in a San Francisco jail for 5 days. Regrets.
Get this person on the podcast.
Yeah.
Holy shit sticks.
It's wild. So he really regrets that, getting in that RV that day.
Can I just ask you, do you know this person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk off air.
Yeah. And I think I had one more. Did you have any there, Breeza? Or I've got one that we're going to turn into a phone fuck up, actually.
Okay. As you were saying that, there's like a few other things that popped into my head is, yes, drinking around work people is a regret for me. Not that I was, when I got into corporate world, it was something I was aware of, but yeah, in the early years, there was no filter. And also reckless behaviour, putting myself in situations. And again, touch wood, thankfully, nothing terrible ever happened, but putting myself in those situations, just shit house.
So shit house. I totally agree. We were talking about it yesterday. Like, we're so lucky to be here to tell a tale.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Really. Yeah, big time. So I think for all of our listeners, I think as we said, like, and as you said,
there's another one. There's another one. Sorry.
Is this the phone fuck up?
Oh, it is. Sorry.
I'm going to sneak that in for the phone fuck up. You can read it. You can read it.
No, hold that, because I also had a phone fuck up.
Did you?
Yeah. Hold that one. I'll hold this. Yeah.
How good is that?
That's a crack up. Just sit tight, peeps. Sit tight.
It's a doozy.
But isn't that a lot of regret? So much regret.
So much regret. And all because we drink and turn into these crazy people that's not how we're normally behaving. And that's what we highlight about this podcast is that's not who we are. Like,
nah.
Throw a bit of booze on it, we turn into stupid people.
Those moments, I reckon, outweigh the good times that you've had on the booze.
Totally.
And like we're being completely honest here to our listeners, there has been great times that, on the booze, but I feel like the bad times outweigh because we're just like there's another one actually, just with that business one when I said before, like going out in Bendigo and being absolutely inebriated. Having a problem, having a moment. And in front of people that perhaps are clients or perhaps I do business with, or perhaps they'd be like, I don't want to do business with her because of the way she carries herself. So,
or we do actually.
Or we do. For those moments, you can't take those moments back. And it takes, what was the saying that Elaine used to say? It takes a lifetime to build up a reputation and a minute to destroy it.
Yes. It wasn't that.
A second to destroy it.
Yes. Great.
Like,
great.
So
tip.
true.
Right. Yeah. It's so true.
Why do we do it, Maso? I mean, again, and there's plenty of people out there that have a good relationship with alcohol where they can have one or two. They might get a bit silly, but they don't take it to the next level.
Yeah.
Which is,
It's so funny you say that. We were talking about it yesterday and my friends were asking what's moderators, like they didn't understand what a moderator is, like, and I'm like, well, you guys are moderators because alcohol isn't impeding on your life. Like you can go out and have a good time, probably a little bit bingy, but it's not ruining
creating problems.
Problems, do you know what I mean? Whereas I was a binger and misused and used it to cope, used it to numb, used it to self-medicating, used it to punish myself, used it to escape all uncomfortable feelings.
When you cross over to that, when you cross over that line, that's when I suppose it does become a problem. Well, that's what we thought. Both you and I thought, well, booze is getting in the way of life. It's holding me back.
Handbrake.
I want to assess my relationship with it.
And do you know, Breeza, I've only just felt comfortable with what my relationship with alcohol was like only in this last, like to put it, we don't like to label it, but try and find out what it was. What I called it. Do you know what I mean?
So what do you call it?
Yeah, misuse.
Misuse. Oh, I like that. That's,
which is that actually comes from Noddy because it's misuse and then he's dependent, which is alcohol. Alcoholic. So misuse. Yeah.
I might jump into that. I might jump into that little little section too.
Yeah. Do you reckon you misused?
I did during that time when which I mentioned earlier. And then it became probably more binging, but it was still impeding on my life because I'd wake up with shame, regret, just self-loathing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a healthy relationship.
No. And like I love that
long term.
Yeah. Love how we frame that. Good on us.
Yeah.
And like listen, so do I. And I think it's great that we can have a bit of cackle about it. And I think it's important, like you said, to have that self-awareness that we're making up for it now by removing the alcohol and being better human beings. Like all of those things felt right at the time, didn't they?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. But it's not until you step back and have that clarity and reflect, which goes back to Brene Brown.
Yeah. Read it again.
Do you want me to read it again?
Yeah. And that'll be a perfect little bookend.
So
bookend.
Wasn't bookend. I knew what you meant.
It's a beautiful book, by the way.
Okay,
go.
All right, let's put some music on.
Do.
Okay, great timing. Okay, the idea of no regrets doesn't mean living with courage. It means living without reflection. To live without regret is to believe we have nothing to learn, no amends to make, and no opportunity to be braver with our lives. Oh, Brene.
Good on you, Brene Brown.
Just awesome, Brene.
Love that.
Yeah. I just love that last line. To live without regret is to believe we have nothing to learn, no amends to make, and no opportunity to be brave with our lives.
I love that.
Hits me right there, Maso.
Gotcha. Me too. Thanks again, listeners, for tuning in and chiming in. We
thanks for
love you all getting involved. We love it.
Phone, fucking for the PH, just read and give it F for the call or text. Phone, fucking for
Do you want to read that one?
No, you do the honours.
Well, we'll save that one for next step, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you want to do that?
So save my one for next step? Yep. Fire away. Yeah.
Leave you hanging, folks.
Mine's a beauty, actually. Oh, it's a beauty.
Is it? Oh, do you want to say?
Yeah.
Do you want to say it? You sound up and
Oh,
about.
I am, but no, I
Go
can wait.
on.
No, I can wait.
Oh, are you sure? Are you sure?
Stop peer pressuring me. I've got tools, Maso.
I really love this. So, listener says, phoning my ex-mother-in-law and telling her how shit her cooking is.
That is brilliant.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And phoning, though, wasn't even a text. It's
Phoning.
like getting on the blower. I really want to know, if you're listening, listener, I really want to know what that conversation was like, what you said, whether you just rang up, gave him a spray and just went, hi, mother-in-law, just need
Spag bowl sucks. Spag bowl shit.
And then did you just hang up?
Yeah, we need more details, don't we?
Yeah, we need more
deep.
deep. So please let us know what that conversation was like. We'd love to share it. So thank you. Gave us a good little kick, didn't it?
It did. It did.
I wonder if you remember, or was it a blackout and then you were told about it later? Yeah, we need more details.
Questions. Yeah,
so many. But thanks for chiming in.
It's time for the recommendation of the week.
What do you got, Breeza?
Oh, I'm going to keep it simple, Maso.
Yeah, love that.
Get up and exercise.
Oh, love it. Get up.
Get up and exercise. It's such a good way to start the day. I'm just so all for it. And this year has been, I've been on with getting up because I have an accountability buddy.
Oh, yes.
Every morning we're working out at her house at 6 a.m. And there's only been, I would honestly, hand on heart, say since the start of Jan, there's been 4 occasions when one of us has texted to say, not getting out of bed.
Yeah.
So, accountability buddy is really important, but just get up. I promise your morning will just be just best way to start the day.
I love that. And I think you said that because one of our other listeners down at the beach had got her body moving. And I think with my dad with Parkinson's, I'm like, if while your body's moving, while it's healthy,
move
keep it healthy, move your body. And I couldn't agree with you more. This morning I woke up and I was a bit flat. I was like feeling a bit sorry for myself. But as soon as I knew exactly what I do, started to write in my journal that I was feeling sorry for myself. Yeah. Got up. As soon as I got up and got out the door and started walking, as soon as I got out the door, nature, greenery, just instant mood shifter, get the body moving, got in the gym, endorphins just peaking. Which my reco is looking up from your phone. Get your head out of your phone. Look up. Look up out of your phone. The other day I was on the bus, got up really early as I do. I'm a 5 a.m.er, between 5 and 6 a.m.er. Hopped on a bus to go. I was in Sydney, went to Cloverleigh Beach, just near Coogee. Sunrise, the first light. Everyone was on their phone and I just looked up.
Bullshit.
Hang on a minute. Yeah, everyone's on their phone and I'm just like, no, put your phone down. What am I missing here on my phone? This magic sunrise is only here for about 20 minutes. So just soak it up. And it is just glorious. Just be in the moment. This is mindfulness, my friends.
Yes.
Look up off your phone and look around, take in the surroundings, look at the vibrancy, look at the colours, sound, listen to what's going on around you. Just take it all in because that moment will never be again and the phone can wait. Phone's just...
I need to. That's a good check-in because I have found myself on my phone more than I would like to be.
Okay, look up.
Lately. Yep, look up.
Look up.
That's a good movie, isn't it? Look Up. It's a movie, Look Up.
Oh, yeah.
Great movie, too.
Great movie.
There you go. 2 records in one.
Great work.
Great work.
Good one.
Regrets. Now, we've got a guest on next week, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
Juzzy. Yeah. Looking forward to that.
Can't wait for that.
She's a heavy hitter in the non-alc space. So in the booze-free space. So looking forward to getting her on. Here we go.
Are we done?
Another ep.
That's like 80 big ones, I think. 80 big ones.
80. 8's my favourite number.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Great. So 8's a big deal in my life.
My second favourite number.
Is it?
What's 4. 4.
Oh, well, 4 and 4 is 8. There you go.
Yeah.
88. I could go on and on about these numbers, seriously. And do you know what? And do you look for signs? Like my battery on my phone has been at 88% heaps lately.
Here's a sign for you.
Oh, I
Sorry, go on.
Signs.
So
yep.
So I've been seeing numbers like 111, 222
Oh.
since it was November 2021. I reckon it was because I looked it up. I'm like, why am I
Okay.
keep seeing numbers? And from that moment, I've still been seeing these numbers. Anyway, yes,
Yeah.
and cruise is the same. So yesterday, my odometer was at 555 kilometers to go, and as in like the range of the petrol range was 555 kilometers, and my actual odometer was 111111.
What?
Got actual evidence in a photo.
Oh my
God.
that, oh my God, look at that. That's hectic.
Yep, it's a bit, isn't it?
Yep. Wow.
But you can see
Wow. No, I can see loud and clear. That's insane.
Insane.
Yeah. I love insane in the brain. I
Life
love I absolutely love numbers too. And I went to when I was on the phone to you the other day, there was 2 rubbish bins. There was one with 2 8s on it. And then when I went to a supermarket, there was a favourite song of a friend that was on. I was like, oh my God, this is happening. And then when I went to this shop, I got randomly went to this shop at the airport and got a chocolate smoothie. Weird.
Who are you?
I don't know what happened. Had my period, so obviously needed a big chocolate fix. Looked at the receipt of the number and it was 88. What?
Love that.
And then my phone battery was 8. And then when I landed into Melbourne, I looked up to see what gate we're at, and we're at the gate 8. I'm like, oh, stop it.
Oh,
But don't
no
stop.
way.
I love that. Feathers, dolphins, blue
Yep.
wrens, anything that comes into your little space. Dragonflies, numbers.
Oh, yes, I'm big on
the right
Dragonflies
track.
too. There's 2 other things I just quickly want to mention that go in with your reco is read Stolen Focus by Johan Hari.
Oh, yes.
Need help to decrease your time on the phone. And the second one is when you go to the supermarket next, listen to what music they're playing.
Oh, I love it.
Because there's some banging tunes in Woolies.
It really is. And they have it quite loud.
Yeah. So just tune in to the songs and it'll make your shopping experience much more delightful.
Yeah, and keep your feet on the floor, guys. Don't trolley ride.
Flip it.
I find that vision. There is a vision somewhere, and not of me.
I need that vision.
I'll post that. It was funny. Yes, and the 2 other things that we have to add is thank you, Sidge and Gun Performance coming on board as well for season 3.
Yes, love that.
Yeah.
For us and for you guys.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Mwah. Love ya.
Wow. All right. Thanks for tuning in, peeps. We'll be back in your holes next week.
Yep. Don't forget to give us a rating, throw 5 stars on it, and throw a review on Apple and Spotify. It gets it out there to the world a bit further. It gets everyone's ears because everyone needs it. Everyone needs us.
Everyone needs us. We need us.
Bloody love you, Breeza. See ya.
Love you too, mate. See ya. Bye. Bye.
This podcast is proudly produced by our audio engineer, music extraordinaire, Eric Ladd.
We love you, Eric.